so freaking nice. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a brand new video. If you are new here, my name is Beck and I'm creator and owner of Rebel Jones, a quiet stationery shop, and you are on the journey with me through this channel of running my business full time, and I'm currently pregnant. So we're doing it whilst pregnant. Never been pregnant before running a business. I've never been pregnant before. So doing it running a business, hopefully I can give you some tips at the end of it. But anyway, we're not here for a studio vlog this week. I am here to sit down with you to take you behind the scenes of my recent market setup at Stationery Fest. I'm going to be sharing everything that I use to make my stall look probably the best it's ever looked. From display tricks to payment must-haves and all the little details that brought this really cute market setup to life. Whether you're just getting started in the market world or you are ready to level up your market space, I hope this gives you loads of inspiration and helpful tips. So let's get on with it. Okay, so I'm going to start with the decorations of my display. I want to also just quickly mention that I have been doing markets for probably around 6 years now. I will try and find some photos of how my market display used to look, and by used to look, this is literally going from the start of my business. My business started off with something totally different. It was red and black, that was the theme, like the colour theme. I was also selling zodiac sign cards, so that's how it all started for me. But I will pop up some photos of how my market stall used to look and how it's looked throughout the years. This year at Stationery Fest, I was ready to level it up. I was ready to change it up a little bit. I am still not 100% there yet. However, this is probably the best display I've done so far, and I can't wait to evolve in it and make it even bigger and better. I just wanted to share this video with you because so many people said yes to this video on Instagram, and I'm so glad because I was really proud of my setup this year. And if you have watched the vlog where I dive deep into how Stationery Fest went for me this year in 2025, it didn't go to plan at all when it came to the profit and how much I made and everything and how the day was for me. It was a bit disappointing. I will leave that linked below and on this video if you want to go and watch it. However, one thing that I was so proud of was this display. Let me just talk you through the items that I use to decorate the display. Now I'm going to start with the backdrop. So you're really lucky at this event. You're not always going to get these kind of things at events. If there's an option for you to have the backboards at an event, take it. If not, maybe try and find other ways of bringing that kind of backdrop to life, because a backdrop can be really important. I want customers and people to feel like they're walking into a shop, into the Rebel Jones shop, and I think a nice backdrop really kind of sets the atmosphere and then kind of draws you in, and then you're in this little Rebel Jones bubble. I used a white bed sheet for the to go over the two backboards that I had. It's a white bed sheet, guys. You can find it anywhere. I will link one down below if you want one, but I just used one of my duvets, as you can tell, because it was very creased. I created a lovely little curtain effect with these beautiful pink sheer curtains from Amazon, and they come in a variety of different colours. I absolutely love these curtains. I actually use them. They're right behind me now. I will tell you how I remove them and use them and remove and use later on, but yeah, I used them for the studio and I took them to Stationery Fest too for my market display. I also had a brand new acrylic sign made this year. I am planning on going bigger and brighter for the next market. I would love to have it with lights, kind of basically I would love to have a neon sign like this. However, a lot of the markets that I go to don't provide plugs or power sockets, so it would be easier and better for you if you had an acrylic sign or a sign in general that had lights that were battery powered. So that is kind of the aim for next time. However, the sign was created by the amazing Kiara from Hoobinoo. I will link her down below. She is also a fellow small business, and I absolutely loved the quality of this acrylic sign. It was beautifully done, and I can't freaking wait to just get an absolutely massive one. When it comes to removing and reusing these items, because I had to use a certain item to make sure that this stuck on the backboards, and I honestly love this item, guys. It's a game changer. I use it for so many different parts of this display, and it's actually double-sided Velcro, so you get a pack. I will link it down below just to pre-warn you guys. I'm not going to keep saying I'll link it down below because that's very, very annoying. Everything that I mention I will be linking in the description below, so please go and check out all the links. And of course, a lot of them are affiliate links, so if you do choose to use and pay through those links, thank you so much just in advance. This Velcro is amazing because, oh my gosh, you literally just stick it to anything and it doesn't leave a huge residue or anything like that. And the backboards at Stationery Fest, which I think some events do as well, are a certain material where Velcro just goes on, and it is a game changer. So I would highly recommend having loads of rolls of that. When it comes to my actual table, something that I've had for years that I love, and again you can find in a variety of different colours, is the tablecloth. I love this tablecloth. I found it a few years back now, but before that I was using something that would just go over but would never really cover the whole table, so you'd see the legs and certain parts of the table, and it just didn't have the same aesthetic that I want. I wanted a more cohesive table, so I found these, and oh my gosh, they're amazing. They're stretchy, and the corners actually link underneath the legs of the table, so it just fits perfectly around whatever table you're using, and I couldn't recommend them enough. I take them to every market. It's really easy to wash. I've washed it many times. The colour doesn't go away. It's amazing. So definitely grab one of those tablecloths. And then when it comes to my grid setup, I have had these grids for a few years now. I started off with these kind of grids. These were like the wire grids, which a lot of my fellow small businesses use because they're actually really good for if you want to hook items to them. You just get some hooks to hook them on. They're really easy, really versatile, loads of different ways of creating different boxes and different setups. However, I wanted the pink grids that I could, if I wanted to, stick stuff on with the Velcro stuff. So there are different options for you. You can either go for the wired grid or the ones that I've got. However, you can get both as well and use both, because a lot of these grids are the same size. With the pink ones that I've got, again, there are loads of different colours that you can find online. You might have to do a little bit more research with the colours. It's not as easy as doing the curtains or the tablecloths where you go on the link and there's loads of different colours to choose from. You kind of have to find links with the specific colour that you want. But I will link, again, my pink grids down below, and hopefully there'll be some more colours available and the colour that you are looking for. But these grids are amazing. I do have to say, they are a bit of a ball ache to set up, and something that I did this year, which was a game changer for me, was pre-set them up. So I don't know if you guys do this, if you have done markets before. If you haven't, would highly recommend pre-setting up your table display, so you can kind of see how you want it to look on the day. You can take photos of it, and then when it comes to the day, you can just set it all up, check your photos, and you know where everything's going. Because I have spent hours and hours and hours setting up a display, and it just takes too long. I'm just always trying to find ways of making it a quicker process. And this year at Stationery Fest, I think I got my display down within an hour, which was amazing because I've never done that before. To be fair, I did have help from my husband, but the one thing that took a lot of time setting up in previous markets are these grid displays. So I would highly recommend, if you have a big enough car. We're lucky, we have a van, so I've got the space to kind of set up the cubes and pop them in the van. But if you can, I would pre-set them up, so when you go to your event, you just have to take it out and pop it on the table, and you don't have to waste time putting them together, because they can be a bit of a faff and they can take quite a long time. But they are something that I use for every event, and they are amazing and highly recommend. On the subject of table, before I carry on with the other items, I do want to mention another little bonus add-on I've had in previous markets. However, for Stationery Fest, I couldn't afford a brand new one, but I will be ordering one for my next event, and that is a table runner. This is my setup from an event last year. You can see my table runner in the middle of the table. It has my logo on it and like little clouds and stuff. Again, it's just another way of adding your brand and just making everyone aware who you are, and it's there right in the middle of the table. It would have been really nice if I had the acrylic sign behind me and this table runner, so everyone knew exactly where I was and who I was. So I would highly recommend grabbing one of these table runners, and I always get mine from Vistaprint. There are a few different sizes, so you can check them out and see which one works best for you. Right, let's talk about displays, and by displays I mean the things that I use to display my items. There are loads of different things that I use, and I have trialed and tested quite a few different things, and again with this particular market setup I was so happy with it, and I was really happy with the things that I used to display my products. Let's start off with the crates. I have a load of these pastel pink and purple crates in two different sizes. There's smaller ones, there's bigger ones, and I display a lot of my items in there, like my journals. I also use them to kind of create another layer to the table, lift other products up, but they are amazing. However, to be honest, I have found them in loads of different places, like on bargains, B&Ms, but I know that you can buy them from Amazon. I also know that you can buy them from Argos, you can buy them from Temu, and I sometimes see them in Primark. They're collapsible, they literally, oh, they're so easy, they're great, I love them, and yeah, that's what I use to kind of bring my colours, my branding colours onto my table again, but use them to display my products as well. This year I brought something new to the table, which was this wooden plate rack. And I have still yet to use it at home, because at the moment we don't need to use it. I don't know why I bought it, but maybe I bought it because I knew somewhere in my mind that it would have worked perfectly for my sticker sheets and my notepads. I absolutely loved these wooden plate racks, and you can use them for loads. If you are selling art prints, you can display those. They separate each one. People can easily go over there, pick it up, have a little look, pop it back. Yeah, I really loved and enjoyed using those wooden plate racks. Now I had a little three-tiered stand, and I used to use it for mugs and tumblers. I don't sell those anymore. I also found that the shelves were a bit too small for my mugs and tumblers, and when it came to displaying my washi tape, I used to use a acrylic tier stand, which I will also link below if that's something that you want instead of this kind of wooden feel. But I really enjoyed displaying my washi tapes in a different way this time. There's other items that you can display on there. I have displayed mugs on there before, you just can't fit loads and loads because they're quite small, but again, you can find different sizes. As you can see, I have a stand that I used for this market to display my pins. This stand was actually made by my husband and I. We went to London Stationery Show at the start of this year, 2025, and I wanted to make my very own displays. And this one was something that we had a lot of fun on, and trust me, it's not perfect. We definitely could redo it and make it even better, but we made this by hand. And trust me, if we can do it, you can do it, because we are not great for DIY. And literally all I used was plywood from B&Q. We got an electric saw thingy from B&Q as well, and we used a drill to drill in the holes, and then we used the little wooden peg things and put them in there. And yeah, it easy process. So if you would like to make your own stands, you can. If we can do it, you can do it. Now we also have these lovely little white pegboards. These are awesome for anyone selling something that you kind of got a hook. So whether it's keychains or lanyards or charms, if you want something to hook your products with, then these little pegboards are great. Again, I use the Velcro, double-sided Velcro for these, and I stick them on my pink cubes, and I was able just to, yeah, hook my charms and my lanyards onto them. They're really easy to use, really simple. I had loads of comments online about my Nora tub, so I stuffed a load of my Nora plushies, which, by the way guys, you can adopt. She will be discontinued as soon as I sell out of the remaining Nora plushies. I will not be restocking her, so if you want to adopt your own Nora, she would love that. She comes with loads of different accessories. I will link her down below. I wanted a new way of displaying Noras, so I thought it'd be really fun when I saw this pop up that we could just stuff Noras in. People could open it up and pick a Nora. And yeah, I got loads of comments about this, and I actually found this on Temu, so I will leave that link below as well, of course. People absolutely loved how they were displayed and it got people talking, so would highly recommend if you sell plushies or you are someone who crochets. It comes in a way where you don't have to make it really tall. You can make it any size that you want, so I really like that aspect of it as well. So yeah, that's what I used to stuff my Noras in. Now we're going to talk about signage. I upped my game this year when it came to my signage on my table. How I display my prices and stuff in loads of different ways over the years, but I kind of wanted to go back to being simple, using my brand colours. I use software like Kittle and Canva to design all this kind of stuff. It's really simple, it's really easy, and I print all of my pricings onto glossy card, and this glossy card is a lifesaver for many things when it comes to my markets, and it's so affordable. It's amazing. I just create them all on Kittle or on Canva, and I print it out on the glossy card and I cut around it. Now this year I created my own foam board signage. I have never done it before. I've always wanted to give it a go. I definitely ordered the wrong foam board, so I will link the correct foam board down below for you. If you are looking to bring certain aspects of your business or your shop to life, then doing it with these foam boards, it just brings a different and new and exciting kind of feel to your market space. So I created a big version of like a bullet journal. I created a huge sign for my gashapon machine that had Ginger the cat on it, and I used my vinyl sticker paper, matte vinyl sticker paper from Evergreen Goods, and then I stuck that on to the foam board, and I used a hot wire rod to cut around it. Now, I did this previously, or tried to do it previously, with a Stanley knife, and it didn't work for me. And I have to say the hot wire rod was better, but because I haven't got the right foam board, it wasn't perfect. So make sure you do purchase the right foam board, and I think you can use a Stanley knife, you don't have to have the hot wire rod, but I really enjoyed using the hot wire rod because it was more, you have more freedom with it, so would definitely recommend grabbing one of those. Again, if you want something that's even bigger, then you can go online and get custom vinyl sticker made, and then you can just stick that vinyl sticker onto a big piece of foam board and cut around it that way. However, I just couldn't afford to outsource the vinyl, so I just used my sticker paper and what I had in-house basically. But it worked, it did the trick, and I was really happy with it, and I'm excited to make some more the correct way. This year I also brought a little sign. Oh my gosh, I was so proud of my little sign. I created a little sign that said Kawaii Stationery this way, and I again wanted to bring that whole shop aspect to my market setup, and I absolutely loved it. It was just a pity where I was based and placed at this market. It was quite in the corner, so I don't think many people saw it, but It was so cute. I loved it, and it was so easy to make. Again, I used my glossy card. I found a piece of wood that I had in the house, I think from us building something at some point, and then I used pink ribbon just to tie it around, and yeah, I created my little sign. Like, it was so easy, and now I get to bring that to every kind of event or pop-up that I do, and I just think it's so cute, and it just has that really like cozy shop vibe. So yeah, I would highly recommend making a little sign for your market setup. So let's talk about the games. I have been bringing a game aspect to my market setup for a couple of years now. Would highly recommend this, by the way, guys, market space, because people just love it. People love a game, people love a surprise, people love a mystery, and it just gets people talking, gets people excited. Now, in the past, I used to have a grabber machine, and I loved that. People absolutely loved the grabber machine. However, my dream has always been to have my own Rebel Jones gachapon machine, and I was determined this year that I would get it. Now, I am looking to sell my grabber machine. Unfortunately, it has a crack in the front part of the plastic, but nothing that can't be covered up if you want to. But if you're interested in my grabber machine, please let me know. Comment down below or give me an email. I would love to sell it to someone because it's just going to waste. Loads of clear balls come with it as well, and yeah, it's just available for anyone. This year, like I said, I bought my own gachapon machine, and I got this from AliExpress, and I loved it. I have to have a little fiddle around with it because typically when I first used it, it worked perfectly, and then when people were trying, I think I overfilled it. I overfilled it with the balls, and it kind of wasn't going into its like little slots, so it's something I got to look into. But people really enjoyed it, and again, it just brings people to your stall. But it also, if people are like, oh, I don't know what to get, then it's a good little option to be like, if you don't want to spend loads of money and you're umming and ahhing on what to buy, have a little go at this game, because I only charged £5 and you could win a charm or like loads of mini stickers or a £10 voucher. So there's loads of different items that you can put in there, which makes it really fun and exciting for people. Right, we are on to my last little trick, which is the payment side of things. This is kind of behind the scenes of the market. So you've got all this pretty amazing goodness, but of course we need something to take payments, and couldn't recommend SUMUP enough. I have had SUMUP since my first ever market, and I've actually had this SUMUP machine since my first market. That's how long it's lasted me, and it's still going, and it is amazing. It's a portable, chargeable card machine. You have an app that goes with it. You can add your products onto the app, so instead of adding the price every time, you could just add the products and it adds the whole price up for you at the end. You can have cash payments through it. You can even add discounts. It is amazing. If you are doing a market anytime soon, please grab a SUMUP, because oh my gosh, it's just so worth it. It's absolutely great, and couldn't recommend it enough. And like I said, I've had mine for years and it's still going. Okay, that is everything. That is all my tips, my tricks, everything when it comes to my market display. Of course, sorry if you hear my dog, by the way, he likes to bark at anything and anyone out that window. I really hope this has helped you, and if you do have any markets or anything coming up, please let me know in the comments, just in case people are local and we can come and check you out and come and support. If you have any questions or anything like that, just ask away. I just really hope that this has helped. Again, I'm always evolving when it comes to my stand, but this is the best one that I've done yet, and I couldn't wait to share my tips and my tricks with you. So I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have and would like to stick around on this journey and have some more tips and tricks videos, then please make sure to press that subscribe button and that notification bell so you can get notified of all the videos to come. And if you've watched this all the way to the end, a huge thank you, but also comment a pink heart emoji down in the comments below. I love seeing how many people get to the end, and I just love having all the cute little emojis in the comments. It means the world to me. Thank you so much again. I really hope this has helped, and if you have any questions or any advice on my setup, then let me know in the comments, and I will see you next week for a brand new studio vlog. Things are happening, exciting things for Rebel Jones, and I can't wait to bring you along, and it's all happening before the baby arrives. So yeah, I will see you next week, guys. I love you. Thank you so much. Bye.